Back when I was in high school, I remember taking an Uber because I was late for school. My Uber driver just looked like a regular dude, average build, nothing special. But before leaving the car, he put out his hand for a handshake. At the time I was confused and still am pretty confused, but I guess he was trying to be polite, which I respect. And then I shook his hand. That's just an ordinary handshake. Oh! Holy shit, I'm shaking hands with Kratos. This guy's hands were calloused and rough, feeling like sandpaper almost. It was an uncomfortable hand to shake, but in the way that it conveyed strength. His hand told stories of hard work requiring strong hands in the form of just a handshake. And ever since then, I learned how you can tell a lot from someone just from a handshake. And I knew that after I wanted hands that conveyed strength as well. So that's what led me to this whole journey. And I promise I'm not Yoshikage Kira. I'm not like that. I just like grip strength. The Captains of Crush Silver Bullet is a little knurled bullet that you grip with a gripper that is attached to a lanyard that is attached to a weight. Do you understand? Because when I try to explain this to anybody, they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And then I sound like a crazy person, like I'm the Joker. But really, this is just an okay workout. I do this with only 2.5 pounds of weight with an easy gripper, and every single time I do, my hands feel so strained, like in a good way. Holding on to this key with the fear of dropping this weight on my floors definitely adds a fear factor in my grip training. It's funny because I actually think that adds to my grip workout by forcing me to grip tighter than usual. So this is more of a challenge than an actual workout. Though it feels like it could give you some serious strength, I mean with how hard you have to grip and for an extended period of time, that's a lot of time under tension. But I've really not seen anybody talk about this. I've never seen any like routines involving this. I've never seen this really been discussed other than like the challenges they do at conventions. But I will say, as a challenge, this really would prove how good your grip strength is. And if you were curious on the rules, these are the rules. You have to use a number 3 Captains of Crush gripper, which I can't even close. So that shit is hard. For the time I've used this, I can't say I've noticed any gains. The people that have done this challenge look crazy strong though. I mean, look at this weight plate here. Any amount of weight attached to this little key that you're holding onto makes everything way harder, even if you're using like easy grippers and stuff. I mean, after all, it's weight attached to an object that's held by a gripper that's held by someone else. I got this for 20 bucks and it's a 6 out of 10 for me. Okay. Man, all this grip training stuff really takes a toll on my hands. And it's definitely not from playing Melee for 5 hours. Yeah, it's definitely not from that. And I know just the thing, a massage. So that's why I got this. This is a hand massager that uses pressure acupuncture. So instead of spikes being stabbed into your hands and stuff, it crushes your hand like a waffle iron. It also heats up your hand, but the one I have really sucks at that, so I don't really count that as a pro. Initially when I used this, it felt like my hand was being crushed, and almost like it was too much to where I had to press this emergency button. But the second time around, I got used to it, and eventually this became something I used daily. Oh my god, it's crushed my hand! I used it because it felt good, but also to prevent any kind of hand injuries, especially with everything I do being hand intensive, like drawing, fighting games, grip strength, or even sometimes rock climbing. Having something to massage my hand feels like a no-brainer to me. Take some caution if you have trypophobia, because when you take your hand out, it looks like this. Every time someone has seen my hand like this, they go, dude, was your hand in like a waffle iron or something? Did you get like attacked by 1,000 little minions with like tiny daggers? To which I say, I feel great. Those little minions worked their butt off to shove those daggers in my hand. All in all, this hand massager isn't as good as a real massage, but it's better than nothing. I got it for 60 bucks, 7 out of 10. If you watched my last video, you'll know I went over the plastic version of this. To which I say, hey, if you haven't watched it, go watch it, please, please, please! This time, we're gonna go over the steel one, as I've spent a lot of time with it, and used it plenty. Especially because now, I can spin this for longer than 15 seconds. It's gotten easier, but trying to spin faster each time is a really tough challenge. When it spins as fast as you can make it spin, it feels like the weight keeps rising and aggressively tries to escape the grip you have on it. And because of how fast you can make it go and how much harder you can make it, it makes me think it has more value than just a warm-up device. This is like the non-suspicious shake weight. For whatever that thing was trying to do, the Powerball does it infinitely better and in a much better way. The gains on this have been more about consistency with grip strength and overall hand health. I've noticed I have a much better firm grip for longer periods of time because of this thing. It's helped for things like dead hangs, biking, and any other workout with a dumbbell. And the best part, it was literally cheaper than the plastic one for like 30 bucks. 8 out of 10. Dear viewer, what do you think is in this box? Too late, they're balls. Balls with bells in them, or as I like to call them, the metal bell clanging ball. The sole purpose of these is for your hand health. A good way of preventing any hand pains is movement, to encourage blood flow as well as helping your hand to not be cramped up all the time. You have to get blood flowing within your hands. So while you sit down and watch your favorite anime One Piece, you can juggle your ball. Hey, get your hands out of your pants! Oh, never mind, carry on. The great thing about these is they're kind of a fidget toy, but a fidget toy that helps your hand move in a unique way. Anytime I feel like my hands are getting stiff, I'll use these to shake things up. These are also in the same line of products that claim to improve hand dexterity, but honestly, this has always sounded like kind of a market buzzword, because of all the hand dexterity things I've tried, it really hasn't transferred to any skill like guitar or something. The real hand dexterity to me are just those that require you to gain dexterity for said task. Tasks like using a leverless controller, an instrument, or even a keyboard. So if you were to get this and you see it marketing like dexterity for your hands, I wouldn't count on that. I would just use it more for like hand health. Unless you plan to juggle your own balls with maximum dexterity, of course. Overall, 5 out of 10. It was like 10 bucks. Before I get into this, let me fill my bucket with some more rice. It's a bit low. 1 second. And done. The rice bucket is a bucket of rice that you stick your hands in and grip on. So this is meant to improve your forearm and grip strength, or at least that's what Google says. Yes, I know my research is out of this world. The main thing I see people refer to this for is athletic stuff like baseball, rock climbing, and so on. But there seems to be a lot of people that think it's a bogus exercise, that it's a waste of time with better alternatives. On the other hand, there's people that say otherwise, that swear by it. They say it's helped them recover and even gain strength. Now, this is all anecdotal. I couldn't find any studies or anything. I don't want to hit you guys with the it depends on if it works or not, but it really does depend. As for myself, I can't deny that every time I use this, it burns the hell out of my forearms. They're pumped to the brim with blood. Like my entire forearm, wrist, and sometimes even my hand feels pumped up. So it's like the benefit of this is really just blood being pumped into my forearms, wrist, and hands and all of that. And to me, that has to count for something. I mean, like every time I do it, my forearms feel great. It does remind me of the Powerball with the motions you do in the rice, except the rice would give you a pretty schnasty man hand. I got this for 5 golden coins and my farm's finest goats. For me personally, it's a it depends out of 10.